Hello and welcome back. My name is Gabby and I am the English teacher here at Options for Youth, Moreno Valley. And this is English 12B, Unit 9, Performance Task 3. So for Performance Task 3, you have to write an expository essay in which you look into a historical investigation report. So you're going to conduct a historical investigation report that includes a clear thesis statement, supported by a variety of rhetorical strategies, so like ethos, logos, pathos, right? Ethics, logic, and feelings. You have to provide an analysis that supports and develops personal opinions, not simply restating existing information. You need to give me primary and secondary sources. Remember, primary is from somebody who experienced it right then and there, and then secondary is a textbook or somebody who learned about it through a different means. You need to have an organized style following a specific format, which we'll be going over later. And then you need to have photographs, charts, timelines, and other visual media that will help you, and that will be added in Unit 10. So your historical investigation report will be a 3 to 5 page typed essay, and your unit will be then turned into a 20 slide PowerPoint with pre-writing activities, outline, first draft, all that stuff. So your performance task for this unit will be an outline, a first draft, and a teacher conference that will be 25 points total. So here are the prompts. Prompt number 1 is that you will describe the importance of nature in the romantic poetry of William Wordsworth, Lord Byron, and Percy Shelley, or in the modernist poetry of William Butler, Yeats, and Thomas Douglas. And you're going to talk about what lessons can humanity learn from the natural world. So that's the first prompt. The second one, you need to analyze either the Industrial Revolution or the British Empire from a political, social, and cultural point of view. Why did it happen? And how did British change because of it? Number 3, you'll write an essay and a timeline of the British colonial area, what countries were affected, how, what was gained or lost by either side, and how did those countries gain their independence. That would be a good one for those of you who really liked Performance Task 2. For number 4, choose 5 of your favorite poems or short passages that you've read for this semester. You're going to create 5 visual art projects to accompany them, and then you're going to explain in your essay how your artwork enhances each of the poet's message. So if you do that, you're going to have to still write the paper, but you're going to have to create art as well. Number 5, many of today's popular sports were either invented or refined during Britain's Victorian period. Research the development of cricket, rugby, football, tennis, golf, or other sports. How did the sport start? How did the game and equipment change over time? What are the rules? Where is the sport played today? There's a website there to kind of help you if you need help with that one. 6 is my favorite because I like this kind of music. Research famous British rock bands from the 1960s, such as the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Kinks, Pink Floyd, Cream, or the Animals. Analyze the lyrics of 5 songs. How were they different from the music that came before? How do these songs reflect what was going on in Britain at the time? And what influence did these bands have on popular culture now and then? 7, choose a sad or unpleasant character in one of the short stories you read this semester or Oliver Twist, and create an imaginary biography of the character, revealing traumatic experiences from their childhood or other issues or events that would have caused the character to develop such an unpleasant personality. So this is kind of when you like Maleficent, when you get a whole new background on the villain of the story. 8, choose an important historical figure that you've studied this semester, such as Queen Victoria, Mary Wollstonecraft, Lord John Russell, Sir Robert Peel, Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, George Orwell, Dylan Thomas, or Arthur C. Clarke, and describe in detail how that person is similar to you and how that person is different from you. Focus on the historical, societal, or social, and cultural perspectives. This one, honestly, is probably the easiest in my opinion, but it's up to you. What topic did you choose and why? And then what do you hope to learn from your historical investigation on the topic? So let's say we chose that one, right? I would choose Mary Wollstonecraft. No, let's go with Jane Austen. Jane Austen, right? I chose this one because it lets me talk about myself, and I like myself. What do you hope to learn from this historical investigation of this topic? I hope to learn about Jane Austen and what she was about. She was really famous, and I want to know more. Or maybe, no, I'm going to choose George Orwell, because 1984, Animal Farm, like, I feel like we share similar ideas of how government should be run. Choose the organization method. So chronological, first, beginning, middle, end, cause and effect, clear, what caused this effect, problem and solution, right? Identify the specific problem, present a solution, parts to a whole. So if you choose the music one, you might look at the lyrics, right? And then add up to how music was different. Order of importance. So I might go through here and talk about each of them in order of importance and then compare and contrast similarities and differences. This one is the one I'd actually use because I can talk about Orwell and then me, Orwell and then me, Orwell and then me. So I choose compare and contrast because it's easier to compare and contrast me and Orwell. Research my topic and then take notes. What kind of note-taking method will I use? I'm going to use the outline method. Note-taking methods. There you go. So we have Cornell notes, right? We have outlining. We have sentence taking. Like there's a bunch of different ones. Outlining is my favorite. Let me move this. Because you start with the big idea, and then you put some sub-ideas, and then you put like the evidence for those sub-ideas, and then you get another big idea. So that's why I like outlining, but it's up to you how you want to do it. There's also charting, right? So I could take notes on Orwell, and then me, and then, or like, this is society, this is political, and then this is whatever else, right? So it's up to you. You can do the old-fashioned Cornell notes, whatever works for you. Let's go back here. So I would choose outline just because it makes more sense to me. But honestly, the charting one would probably be the best. Give me 3 reliable sources. So googlescholar.com is a great one for this. But depending on what you're doing, lyrics, A through Z or whatever, that might be a good one for the music writing one. Anything that looks like a really reputable site. Doesn't have ads everywhere, all that kind of stuff. Thesis statement. George Orwell and I collide and come together on quite a few different areas, including historical, social, and cultural perspectives, right? So then now I can talk about those 3 things. You always want to take part of the prompt and put it into your thesis because it helps you know that you have addressed the prompt. And then create an outline. So those of you who know me know I have those outline sheets. I can always give you those. Use the lines below to create your lead. So I might have a surprising fact about George Orwell right here. I could write a short story about George Orwell's life right here. Or I could put some questions like, have you heard of George Orwell? Who wrote 1984? We've heard about Snowball. Who's Snowball? Things like that. Your final product here should be 3 to 5 pages. Typed first draft of the essay. Works cited page, so easybib.com, double space, Times New Roman, 12-point font, all that stuff. Go through your paper before you create your appointment with me to do your reading and make sure these things are there. Do you address every part of the topic, right? And so look at the topic that you chose, that prompt that you chose. Blah. Where is it at? The prompt that you chose over here. Did you address every question, every part? If you didn't, you're not done. Does your rough draft have a clear thesis statement and a strong lead? Hopefully so, right? Do you have an organization style? So remember me, I'm doing compare and contrast. Does it include both primary and secondary sources? So I want to find stuff that George Orwell himself said, or friends said about George Orwell, or famous people said about George Orwell while he was still alive and knew him. And then I want to find learned folk, people who maybe weren't there but have learned about him through those primary sources. Do I have a formal style and objective tone? I shouldn't be putting a lot of slang in there. I shouldn't be just having my opinion in there. And then did I revise this? So did I proofread? After you do that, we're going to make a meeting where we go over, you're going to make an appointment for an additional meeting with me where you can read your essay out loud to me, and then I can give you some feedback. So I'll tell you what is done well, what I feel like you should keep, where I feel like you should add some quotes or give me more clarification on something, where you need to cut, where I feel like you might have gone on to like a rant or something, change if your organization's weird, your intro conclusion's weird, you have weird word choice, any of that. And then proofread, oh, you just need to work on your formatting, you need to work on your fragments or run-ons or things like that. At the end here, we're looking for a good thesis statement, organization, strong conclusion, some facts and quotes, transitions, formal words, formal style, sources are being used, and that you've edited it. Overall, your outline and your rough draft are going to give you 25 points. So I think that's how many? 25 times 0.7. So you need to get at least 18 in order to pass this. If you have any questions or you need to brainstorm or anything like that, let me know and I can totally help you. Other than that, we're going to go on to the alternative assessment and the review for Unit 9.